support services. In addition, we have Janice Silvestri. She's an academic advisor who has been here since August. We have Janae Patrick, who's the administrative assistant. Janae is the person that you will meet at the front desk when you walk into TRiO. She has been here for 7, going on 8 years now, and she will be your point of contact for the most part. And we have a blank slide. All right, let's talk TRiO, everybody. So we are here to help you. This is your education, and we cannot do this for you guys. It's your time, it's your money, it's your energy. It's not ours. And so our job is to help you reach the goal that you are here to achieve. And everybody in this room is here for a different objective. So our job is to help you reach that objective. So what can you expect from TRiO? So individual, academic, personal, career, and professional planning. So we have an open door policy, so you can come in at any point in time. We do a ton of individual academic planning with students. That's probably one of the #1 things that we see students for. And we will actually build you out a plan that will go for an entire 2, 3, 4 years. So from the moment you meet with Janice next week, you will have a plan that starts today, and it'll show when you can complete, when you will need to complete your petition to graduate, and when you're actually done and you can walk out the door of KCC and graduate. We also have tutors. We have a ton of tutors this term. We have tutors in anatomy and physiology, medical terminology, math, writing, computers, business, and accounting. And the tutors will vary each term and each academic year. However, we always have writing and math and computer tutors. That's pretty much standard. And anybody that's in anatomy and physiology, you understand how difficult those classes are, and you also know that the high GPA you need to achieve with those classes. So we have a tutor that excels in that area and comes highly recommended from the instructor for those classes. So use the tutors. They are there for you. We pay a lot of money for tutors. Transfer assistance and college visits. Right now in TRiO, there's actually a sign-in sheet for visiting colleges, and we will give you free college tours, and we will help you apply for transferring to another college. We will help you find out the prerequisites you need to transfer. We'll help you with the admission process, the financial aid process. All of that we can help you navigate, and we can incorporate what you need at your other school into what you're doing right now at Klamath Community College. Career assessments. So career assessments, a college has a career assessments. Janice has experience in career assessments and career advising, and so do I. We have, I would say, probably a quarter of our students in TRiO are unsure about what they want to do when they grow up and in their career field. And the majority of you will actually change your degree multiple times while you're in college. So it's worth exploring your career. I have done that about every 10 years. I go in and take a career assessment just to see, because life changes for you. And so give it a shot. You have nothing to lose. It takes like 5 minutes just to see if you're on the right track. Workshops. Right now we have OSAC workshops going right now. They're scholarship workshops. And so you can go in and complete one OSAC scholarship, and it will actually search through 500 possible scholarships, and it'll pull up the ones that are relevant to you based on where you graduated high school, where you're going to college, the degree you're in, your GPA, all of that. It sorts it all for you. So think about that. We have another one coming up at the end of November, actually. So check in with Janae. That will also continue in January as well. Cultural events. So cultural events, we range from Shakespeare plays in Ashland to Linkville Playhouse. We just attended a dinner theater at Ross Raglan, and that was fun. They had prime rib and chicken cordon bleu was your choices, and then we watched a play in addition to that. It was all free to TRiO students. So it's a lot. We have a lot of fun in TRiO. There's a lot of food in TRiO. We have coffee, we have tea, we have a fridge, we have a microwave, And so we try and make it a little warmer, friendly environment. We are one of the few locations on campus that actually has padded chairs for students to sit in. They were going to give us all the plastic chairs like in this room, and I said no, the objective for TRiO is so students stay. So some students will stay 8 to 5. So we got it. We got padded chairs for every single spot in TRiO, including the computers. We have 10 computers in TRiO right now for students to use. And so some of them are in a quiet computer area, if you have really quiet work that you have to focus on. So it's a kind of a no-talking area. And then we have 4 computers out in the main area where the tutors hang out. So if you need to get assistance from a tutor while you're on the computer, you can actually do that out there in the main area. Financial skills development is another requirement actually of the grant program that you are participating in. And so that will be the second half of the presentation today. That'll be the Money Matters portion. Okay, your responsibilities in TRiO. Hey, you got 1 down. You're attending orientation. So 1 down. Complete all assessments, which all of you have. And so the main objective of TRiO is graduation and transfer to university. That's the hope, is that everybody will graduate with a certificate or an associate degree and then hopefully transfer on for a bachelor's, master's, however far you want to go. So to do that, the intent is that you visit us 3 times a term. So the first time you're going to check in would be like the first week of the term. You don't need an appointment. You just come in and you go, hey, Janice, I've been to my classes. They're great. I've got my books, my financial aid's ready to go. I'm good to go, no problems. Or you come in and you go, hey, I don't think this math class is right for me. I think I need to change it. It's too high. Or I don't have my financial aid done. Those are the things we need to know that first week of the term. Because that first week is the week that you can adjust classes and drop classes without financial responsibility. After that, they're set, you guys. So see us the first week, let us know you're okay. It takes like 5 minutes, and then we can jot it down in your file that you actually met with us and checked in. We also like to know who's still here, so we'll actually be checking that. So if we don't see you, we'll be contacting you to find out if you're still here. The second session's your bigger session, and that one usually takes at least a half hour. Some of you might have already met with Janice on academic advising and planning, but that's the one where we actually help you pick classes for the next term. We help you register for the classes as well. We go over your long 2, 3, 4-year academic plan that we've built for you. We'll adjust it based on your criteria. If you're working, we can adjust the schedule that way. If you're needing a class that's not offered, we will also adjust the academic plan as well. And that's where you can ask all kinds of questions. So. And that one does require an appointment because it does take pre-planning. We plan the week or 2 weeks or previous to your appointment so that we're ready when you come in, because it takes time to build those plans. The last check-in session is just a 5-minute drop-in session again. And that is to let us know that, hey, you're okay in your classes. You don't need to withdraw from anything. You're ready for the next term. There's no kinks in the cog. Everything's going good. And so that's another just 5 minutes. And you know, the third one, I will often take after you've been there for a while and your advisor knows who you are. Oftentimes we can take an email or we can take a phone call from you. Email's best because we can print that out saying, hey, yeah, you said you're doing great. We can print that out and put it in your file and it verifies that we had contact with you. But for the first probably term and at least through winter term, it's more important that you check in the 3 times instead of just the once, just long enough so that she can get to know you, you can get to know her, and we can make sure everything's set in place. Okay, so like I said during the first slide, it's your education. Be an active participant. Add up your credits. You guys, when you're looking at advising worksheets, I've had students say, hey, wait a minute, no, I think that's only, when I'm trying to add them up to 90 credits, they'll say, hey, wait a minute, I think that's only 87 credits. And so we'll go back through and recalculate. We need double checks. Janice comes to me and goes, hey, will you double check this? I'll go to her, will you double check this? We don't want to screw you up any at all, at all. So when we file that petition to graduate, when we have select classes or help you select classes, we want to make sure they're going for what you're going for and they fit on that advising worksheet so financial aid will pay for them. Does that make sense? So look at that thing, evaluate it, look at the courses, go on and find your degree on the catalog online, and we can help you do that to make sure that you're in the classes that you need to be in. Okay, TRiO has additional services, and hopefully everybody here attended orientation, new student orientation for KCC. So most of you should already know that there is counseling on campus, and it's confidential. We won't ever know why you saw the counselor. We will get a count at the end of each term that says we had 500 students check in, 20 for depression, 10 for test anxiety, or something along those lines, but there'll be no distinguishing factors. There'll be no student ID, no gender, no race, no ethnicity, no name, nothing. We also have disability services on campus, so if you have a documented disability or you think you might have one, go see Robin Stratton, and she can walk you through that process. If you have your student ID card with your little sticker on it, that lets you ride the bus for free anytime, anywhere. So make sure every term you get your sticker. You do not have to get a new ID card every term, just your term sticker. And you can get that from the front desk. There's tutoring in LRC, the Learning Resource Center. So there are some students that will go back and forth. They'll use TRiO tutors and they'll go upstairs to the LRC and use those tutors. So each of you have your own personality, and tutors have their own personality. And some are easier to understand for certain students than others. Some of them in TRiO may not fit your time schedule, so use the LRC tutors if you need to. I think LRC has the tutors on Saturday often, and they have them later in the day than TRiO does. So TRiO's normally open 8 to 5, and our tutors fit within that time frame, Monday through Friday. Students, if they're working on projects, do stay later in TRiO, and will sit on the computer and continue working on their projects. We're okay with that. We lock the door, so once you leave, you can't go back in. But yeah, you're allowed to stay there and work if you need to. We do have a web page, and we have a Facebook page. And we also have a TRiO club that's active this year, just so you know, so you can help participate in that at any point in time. It's great volunteer work on your scholarship applications. So barriers to college success. Not attending classes. You know how many students register for classes and never show up, or they show up just periodically? You have to show up to your class. Almost every instructor here has participation points attached. Some colleges do that, other colleges don't, but at KCC, most instructors do. So, show up. Procrastinate. Do not procrastinate. Don't wait till the last minute. I try and turn my assignments in a day early, because you never know when your computer's going to crash, the power's going to go out, there's a glitch on the other side, on their side, so always try that. And that way, if you attempt it and it doesn't work, you can contact your instructor and let them know that you attempted the glitch, because if you're having a problem, somebody else is probably having that same problem as well. Also, most instructors will deduct points if you turn in late work, so try and get your work in on time. We can help you with that. A lot of students, their first term, or when you enroll in an online class right off the bat, sometimes that turn it in, and some of the Canvas features make it tough, and students aren't sure how to upload something to turn something in. We have tutors, and then any of us on staff can help you as well. But you'd be surprised how many students fail because they just aren't turning their stuff in. They do it, but they're not turning it in. Why waste your time and energy doing it if you're not going to turn it in? Your academic record follows you for life. So whatever's on there will stay with you forever. So if you're here and you bomb out, or your grades aren't good, and you leave college, go, this isn't right for me right now, and you go out and you get a job and say 10 years down the line you want to come back and resume your education, that previous time will show up on your GPA and will continue showing on that transcript. So Worst case scenario is to walk away. Never walk away and take a 0 GPA if you can help it. Because if you take Fs on those transcripts, that's going to follow you for a really long time. Ws are better than Fs on the transcript, and they don't impact your GPA. So always, if you're struggling in a class, talk to your advisor about that. And your instructor. Instructors, there's a lot of instructors here that will stay after class and will tutor students. So most of our instructors are wonderful that way. All right, so students will listen to students first. That's just nationally across the board. That's where your comfort zone's at, is with your peers. But things change each year. So policies change, financial aid changes, the withdrawal F rate or impact on financial aid has changed over the last 2 years. So though a student may give you information, that's great, and it may be active and correct for them or at that time frame, but it may not be accurate for you or the best decision for you, and it may not be accurate information today or at the time that you need it, if that makes sense. So use caution, listen to other students, get feedback on instructors and classes and degrees and changing and transfer, etc., and careers, but always back that up by asking your advisor. That way you get confirmation that yes, that policy, procedure, regulation is still active. That's the best decision for you in your current situation. Don't wait till the last minute, you guys, to get help. If math's not your forte, please come in from day one and start using the tutor. It'll save you in the long run, and it'll keep you from getting farther behind. If you wait till you're really struggling and you've got a D in the class, it's really hard to pull that back up. Same with anatomy, physiology, and accounting, because every week builds on the previous week. So please come in and start doing that. Outside influences, they can sometimes be a support in your motivation for school, especially if you know somebody here going to school, that can help you continue. But at the same time, they can also be your best friend when it comes to partying and having fun and be a distraction to school. So try and find a balance in there. Barriers, withdrawing, failing classes, like we talked about, come see us. There's a lot of financial aid ramifications to that. As classes change and become harder, you might need to adjust your time, attitude, and dedication to maintain your GPA. If you're working full-time right now and you want to go into the nursing program after your prereqs are met, you probably will not be able to work and attend the nursing program. That is tough, and you have clinical hours, so you need to be available almost all day long, 5 days a week. So make sure that what you're going for is reality to your life situation and your life goal. Because it's not just a career, you guys. You guys are looking at skills here that you can transfer to no matter what job you want to go to down the line. So by completing your education and graduating, you're actually showing employers that 1, you can complete something you started. 2, you can follow instructions. 3, you can find resources. You can work in a group. You can work independently. You can actually write a clear sentence if you had to do a report. All of you will have had to take speech probably, so you can actually do some sort of presentation. Those are skills. You can work on a computer, because almost everything you're going to do here is on computer. So those are skills that all employers, no matter what field you are going into, are looking for. So you have to be able to creatively think, problem solve, and be able to react. That makes sense? And it's going to get worse as the future goes on and computers continue to change. Make sure that you are reading your financial aid information. That's huge, because part-time, full-time enrollment does impact financial aid. And then don't repeat the same behavior and expect a different result every time. If you don't attend classes and you bomb your first term, don't expect to not attend classes next term and pass everything. It's going to be the same situation. So, alrighty, that is the end of the PowerPoint, and welcome to TRiO Student Support Service.